I am Mats from EREB ALTOR. You're listening to Perkūno, namai.
Sveiki gyvi, čia Paulius Zanevičius iš Perkūno namų, esu festivalyje Kilkim Žaibu ir turiu galimybę pasišnekėti su EREB ALTOR gitaristu ir vokalistu Mats. Hi Mats, how do you do?
I'm fine. This is a beautiful place to be. I love Kilkim Žaibu already. I wish the weather was slightly warmer, but otherwise it's fine.
Yeah, and that was an awesome show you did just an hour ago.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see it, so you have to tell me.
And about 2 months ago, you've been in Lithuania with another band, EREB.
That's correct.
How different are your impressions about these two gigs? Which one did you probably enjoy more?
This was much better on the Kilkim Žaibu festival. Lithuania was great at first time as well. I think we played in Vilnius with EREB. And it was a smaller club and not very many people, so it's, I think this was really much better.
Since you play in both bands, why are there two bands? I mean, how different is the concept of EREB and EREB ALTOR?
It's to me it's a different every time, because I know instantly when I write a song if it's for EREB or EREB ALTOR, because I don't it's hard to explain, but EREB is a doom metal band, and it has to be strange beats and strange beats and strange feelings, and EREB ALTOR just pull everything through in a total different direction. It's more energy to me.
EREB ALTOR music perfectly fits the main Kilkim Žaibu, the main theme of Kilkim Žaibu festival. And do you often get invited to play in that pagan-themed events like this? Are there many of them in countries that you play?
The last years it has been difficult, but this year I don't know about the 10th anniversary of Quorthon's death has brought us many gigs. We're playing big festivals like Summer Breeze and Partisan this year to do special shows where people want to hear the old stuff of Bathory or something like that, but I'm not really sure, but I don't think we will ever be equal to Bathory. We just do a different thing, but it sounds somewhat similar.
Talking about your band's name, I've read that it was inspired by a fantasy role-playing game. Is that true? And could you clarify a little bit about the origins of this name and how did you come up with it?
Yeah, from the beginning there was a role-playing game called Drakar och Demoner that came from Sweden in the 80s that we played often, but we wanted at the start we planned to have fantasy lyrics for EREB ALTOR, but I think I have too much interest in Scandinavian mythology, both Nordic mythology with the gods and the Vikings, and also all the stories that you can be told from ghost stories and everything. So I decided to write everything about from where I come from. So everything in the lyrics is very from my own inheritance, somewhat in EREB ALTOR, and I think it will continue in that way. I already have the next album in my head lyrically, so it's the way I'm going to continue, and so the name doesn't have anything to do with the actual result. It just was the thought from the beginning about fantasy, but there's not.
But it sounds good.
Thank you.
So talking about the Scandinavian mythology, what's your approach to this subject? I mean, have these old religions influenced your own worldview, or are they just aesthetically interesting? How do you perceive it?
It's hard to say because I read everything I can come up with in a subject, and it's just not mythology, it's just everything about Scandinavia interests me, so it's hard to say. A lot of influences, and the lyrics are for the listener to interpret in the end, so it's I know it's a lot of Nordic mythology in the lyrics, but it's just our inheritance, and I will keep on doing that.
You have, obviously been influenced by Bathory, but what other bands inspired you most?
Besides Bathory, it's mostly our own Nordic folk music. I played in a folk music band back in the 90s that was not metal, called February 93, and I'm still very much in love with all tunes that going on in our old violin games you have back in the days. And when I speak back in the days, it's hundreds of years old, and I try to keep up with that, and I don't take very much influence from anything else, actually.
When EREB ALTOR started, the music was mostly epic doom metal with Viking themes, but later you incorporated more and more black metal elements and harsh vocals. What influenced this change in the Gastrike album?
It was the lyrical touch. I had a lyrical idea on what I wanted to write about, and on the Gastrike album I've read a lot of ghost stories from the area I come from, and I wanted everyone to hear those ghost stories. It's pretty dark stories, and it has nothing to do about the Old Norse gods or something like that. So I wanted the sound somehow to reflect those old stories that suited really good with some black metal influences. I think we had black metal influences all the way, so it was not a very big step. It's just another pace, but still use the choirs, and I don't think it's different, but not that different. And somehow I think we united all of that on the last album, where we did something of a blend of all our history.
So was it a conscious decision in the last album to incorporate the best elements of different periods of your...
The truth is that I wrote Gastrike at the same time as I wrote Fire Meets Ice. So the songs were already there for Fire Meets Ice, I think. Most of the ideas were already there, but I skipped the more epic ones because I wanted Gastrike to sound spooky.
The last question about the Viking metal scene. There are many folk and Viking metal bands, but most of them do not even intend to create the atmosphere as rich as Bathory did in Hammerheart and Twilight of the Gods. The dominant trends in the genre seems to be about drinking and partying. So what is your opinion about the folk Viking scene nowadays?
I am not part of the folk Viking genre today at all. That's for me it's different. For me it has evolved to something that I will never be a part of, and I hope there are a lot of old school fans back there that really knew what everything was all about. where it all started, because you can't, if you compare Korpiklani to Bathory, there's nothing similar to it.
Yeah, of course.
I don't like it. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah.
People will kill me, but just the way it is for me.
Thank you very much. This was very nice talking to you.
Thank you. I am Mats from EREB ALTOR. You're listening to Perkūno. I can't fucking remember. Namai. Ah, fucking shit. Perkūno namai.